everyone, I am Ariel Lim, and this is Ariel Lim Yoga. So, you know who I am, you know what we're doing. Thank you for joining me on the mat today for yoga for the root and crown chakras. So, if you're anything like me, sometimes your head is in the clouds, and today's practice is a reminder to stay grounded when you are in that space. Regardless of how high you're reaching, you want to stay nice and grounded and have a good, strong foundation. So, we're going to activate those chakras today. This will be a nice, fun practice, and we will start in a seated, comfortable position towards the front of our mat. You can be in a half lotus, easy pose, kneeling, whatever feels good to you today. And we'll begin to start to let our thighs, our glutes, our hips, all that good stuff in the lower body feel nice and heavy and flush with our mat. Take a nice deep inhale here. And as you exhale, we are just going to root down into our mat, feeling that connection of the mat beneath us, feeling supported by Mother Earth here. We'll take another nice deep inhale here as we relax the shoulders back and down and begin to bring our awareness to the base of our spine where our root chakra is beginning. And we'll begin to pay attention to this line of energy that starts here at the base of the spine and begins to make its way up our backs through our sacral chakra, our solar plexus, through the heart, the throat, passing our third eye and up through to the crown, the top of our head here. And as we flow through our practice, I want you to bring your awareness to this line of energy from the root to the crown. Just keeping in mind that there is a connection, even though they're the furthest apart. Take a nice deep breath here. Sit up nice and tall. And exhale, let go of the day thus far. We're settling in here and ready to flow. We'll take a nice deep inhale and rise the arms up and overhead, reaching up with the fingertips. The palms meet. We'll bring the hands to heart center. Take another nice deep inhale. We'll lift the arms up and overhead, reach towards the sky. And then we'll take our left hand, grab our right wrist, and begin to gently pull the right fingertips over towards the left for a side body stretch. Breathing up through the hip, the side body, the shoulder, out through the fingertips. Take another nice deep breath here. And exhale, we'll come back to center, reach up towards the sky, and then we'll grab the left wrist with the right hand to begin to make our way over to the right, drawing energy up through the hip, through the left side body, the arm, out through the fingertips. Take another nice deep breath just like that. And exhale, we'll come back through center, reaching, and then we'll lower the right hand and reach over with the left this time, reaching just a little bit further, waking up the spine, the side body. We'll come up through center, reach up towards the sky, and then we'll lower the left hand and reach over towards the left. Maybe you gaze up at those right fingertips. Beautiful. We'll come back up through center. The palms meet. We'll lower the hands, bringing them to our knees. And we're going to move into some coffee grinders here. So we're going to begin to move forward towards the left here, smoothing the chest forward. And then as we come back, we're going to round that spine. Think like our cat pose here. We'll inhale to come forward. Think cow pose. And exhale as we come back, doing a couple rounds moving in this direction, following your own breath. Beautiful. Next time you're in a neutral state, we're going to move over to the right, bringing the chest forward. And exhale to come back. Inhale, coming forward. Think cow pose here. Exhale to round the spine. Think cat pose. Couple more rounds following your own breath. Beautiful. And we'll make our way to a neutral position. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to interlace the fingers behind our backs. Draw the knuckles down towards the ground. Pop that chest open. And we're going to come forward. This is a modified rabbit pose. We're going to bring the crown to the ground. Let the hands fall behind us for a moment. Take a nice deep breath here. Feeling that connection of the ground on the crown of the head. And exhale, we'll come back up and we'll make our way to a tabletop position in the center of our mats. We'll bring our wrists underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our hips. We'll draw the belly button up towards the spine. Lift the shoulders. Spread the fingers nice and wide so we're not dumping our way into our wrists. And then we'll move into some cat-cows here. You know the routine. We'll inhale to drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chest and chin. And exhale, we'll push the ground away, round that spine. Bring the chin to the chest for our cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly, lift that tailbone for cow pose. Maybe you wag your tail a little bit. Bring some movement into the hips. Exhale into your cat. Taking a few more rounds at your own pace. Maybe you take some other movements here that feel good in the spine. No right or wrong answer here. Beautiful. Then we'll begin to walk the hands forward as we lower the chest towards the mat, keeping the hips lifted for puppy pose, getting a nice stretch across the arms, across the shoulders. Take a nice deep breath here. Bring the chest as close to the mat as you can. Just the intention here. You don't have to touch. You could be hovering over it. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale. We're going to lower all the way to the belly. We'll bring the elbows in line with the rib cage. The hands next to the ribs. We'll bring the tops of the feet to the mat here and take a nice deep inhale. We'll lift up for cobra. Exhale, gaze over the right shoulder towards the right foot. Getting a nice little twist in our cobra. Inhale, back to center. And then we'll exhale, take a twist to the left, gazing over that left shoulder, looking towards the left foot. Inhale. And we'll come back to center. We'll begin to shift our weight back, bring the big toes to touch, open those knees as wide as our mat. As we reach forward, bring the chest down for an extended child's pose. You can bring your forehead to the mat. Take a nice deep breath, breathe into those hips. Breathe along the shoulders, the biceps, the traps, down the arms, out of the fingertips. Take another nice deep breath here in your child's pose. And exhale. We'll come back up to our tabletop position for a moment. Find your foundation. Keep those fingers spread nice and wide. Pressing down into the mat with each and every finger and thumb. Then we'll tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. We'll paddle it out here in our first down dog of our practice, waking up those legs, lifting one heel as we drop the other, taking just a few more moments here to pedal it out. Keep those biceps by the ears, let the head hang heavy. And when you're ready, we'll bring those big toes to touch. Take a nice deep inhale as we extend the right leg up and back for three-legged dog. And exhale, we'll bring that foot forward between the hands, bending the knee so that the knee is over the ankle. We'll take about a half step forward with the left foot, pivoting it. So it's at about a 45-degree angle. We want our right heel in line with the arch of the left foot, and then we'll come up, keeping our chest squared with the front of the room for a warrior one. Reach up with those hands. Stay nice and grounded in the front foot and in the back foot. Take a nice deep breath here, reaching up towards the sky. And exhale, we'll cactus those arms, opening our hearts forward. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale. A lot of power in our warrior poses, a lot of strength in the legs, drawing up through the feet, reminding us to stay grounded here. And then we'll clasp those hands behind our backs again, draw the knuckles towards the ground. We're going to begin to hinge forward at the hips for a humble warrior. So we're not collapsing into our right thigh. We're kind of parallel to it here. You could stay here, just in line with the right thigh, or if you want a little bit of a challenge, you can bring the crown towards the ground, letting the hands fall behind you. Our reminder that even when we're strong, we can be humble. Yes, we are all divine, beautiful beings, but we're also human, and being human comes with humility. It's an important thing to practice, right? Take a nice deep breath. We'll release the hands, frame the front foot, step forward, forward fold. We'll inhale for a halfway lift, keeping a nice straight line of energy from the tail shooting backwards to the crown shooting forward. And then we'll exhale to release the hands to the mat. We'll step back to our plank, or you can be in a modified plank with the knees down on your mat, and we'll move through our vinyasa. You can do chaturanga to up dog or lower all the way to the belly for a cobra. So I'm going to do halfway, come up for, up dog, not cobra here. Straightening those arms, keeping the quads, the knees up off the mat. If you're in a cobra, you're pressing down with the hip bones into the mat, lifting from the chest. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Pedal out those legs. And then we'll bring those big toes to touch. On an inhale, extend the left leg up and back, three-leg dog. And exhale, bring that foot between the hands, bending the left knee over the left ankle. We'll step up about a half step with the right foot, pivoting so that the inner arch is in line with the front heel here. And then we'll come up, warrior one, keeping our hips and our chest squared with the front of the room. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, cactus those arms, bringing those shoulder blades together and back, almost like you were trying to squeeze something between those shoulder blades. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, we'll bring the hands behind the back, clasp them together, bring the knuckles towards the ground, pop that chest open, take a nice deep breath. And exhale, hinge forward to your humble warrior. Staying here parallel with the left thigh, or challenging yourself, bringing that crown closer to the ground, letting the hands fall behind you. Take a nice deep breath here. And exhale. One more deep, full breath in our humble warrior. And then we'll release the hands to frame that left foot, pivot on the right foot, and step up, forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. And we'll exhale to fold, step back, and move through our vinyasa. So chaturanga to upward facing dog, or you can lower all the way to the belly for a cobra. Take a nice deep breath in whichever path you chose. And exhale back to downward facing dog. You're doing an amazing job. If you would like to take a break, you can pause here and join us back in down dog. Or you can challenge yourself and keep flowing with me. You're going to bring those big toes to touch and extend the right foot up and back for three-legged dog. Inhale and exhale to bring that foot forward. We're going to pivot on that back foot and come back into our warrior one, keeping the right knee over the right ankle, lifting up those arms towards the sky. Maybe you gaze up at the sky here. Inhale and exhale to cactus those arms again. Staying strong in the legs, feeling that power coursing up our feet, up our legs, through our torso, up through the crown. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, we'll bring those hands together behind us, clasp them, bring the knuckles towards the ground. Open that chest. Inhale. And exhale to hinge forward at the hips. Come forward for your humble warrior. Maybe this time you challenge yourself and you bring that crown closer to the mat. Take a nice deep breath. Stay nice and strong in that front leg. Keep the knee over the ankle. One more breath here. And then we'll begin to lift ourselves back up. We'll straighten that front leg and lift our arms up for our pyramid pose. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, we'll lower the hands, bend into that front knee for a low lunge and step forward. Forward fold. Taking a moment here in our forward fold. Maybe you clasp opposite elbows or a ragdoll, sway side to side. Letting the head hang heavy. Feeling that rush of blood and oxygen to the brain. We'll release the hands and take a halfway lift, reaching the crown forward as we push that tailbone behind us. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, release the hands to the mat. Step back into plank or a modified plank and move through your vinyasa. Take a nice deep inhale wherever you are. And we'll exhale back to downward facing dog. Taking a moment just to pedal it out. We've been working our legs, so we're going to just make sure we're stretching them out. You don't want to increase or build tension here. We'll bring those big toes to touch. When you're ready, on an inhale, extend that left leg up and back, three-legged dog. And then we'll step forward between the hands, pivot on the right foot, and come up for our warrior one on the left side. Reaching up towards the sky. Stay rooted in those feet. Take a nice deep breath here, reaching up. And exhale to cactus those arms. Shine that heart forward. Take a nice deep breath here. Exhale. One more nice deep breath. And exhale to bring those hands behind the back. Clasp the fingers. Draw the hand towards the mat to pop that chest open. We're staying square with the front of the room, and then we'll hinge at those hips into our humble warrior pose. One last opportunity to challenge yourself. Bring that crown to the mat. No, I don't expect any of us to touch the mat with our heads, although if you can do that, good on you, my friend. It's just the intention. One little moment of humility. Take a nice deep breath here. And we'll come back up. We'll begin to straighten this front leg and reach the arms up for our pyramid pose. Take a nice deep breath here. Reach, reach, reach. And exhale, we'll frame this left foot, pivot on the right foot, and step up for a forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, flat back. And exhale to fold. We'll step back for a final vinyasa, plank or modified plank, lowering down. Inhale to come up, up dog or cobra. And exhale to downward facing dog. You are doing fantastic. This is our final downward facing dog of our practice. Take one final moment to feel this beautiful alignment of the spine from the root to the crown. Taking a moment of stillness here to just breathe. Notice the sensations. Notice our energy as it moves along the spine. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, we'll lower our knees to the mat. We'll begin to paint the mat with our hands, bringing the palms up by our feet and lower our forehead to the mat for a child's pose. Taking a moment here to catch our breath, really, and to begin to wind down our practice. Feeling the support of the ground beneath us. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale. We'll begin to lift up for just a moment. We're going to move into our rabbit pose. So similar to what we've been doing in previous poses, we're going to take our hands behind our back, clasp our fingers together, draw those knuckles down as we pop the chest open, and then leading with the crown of our head, we're going to come down to our mat, letting the hips lift as we bring our crown to the mat. Our hands can fall out behind us here. Taking a moment to feel this connection of the crown with the earth. That connection of root to crown. Take a nice deep breath here, breathing into the top of the head from the feet. And exhale anything that's standing in the way of reaching your highest potential. Just let it go. You don't need it. It doesn't support you. It doesn't serve you. Let it go. One more moment here. And then we'll release the hands reaching forward. We'll bring those big toes to touch as we extend the knees and come back for an extended child's pose, letting the chest come to the mat. You can bring your forehead to the mat if you'd like as well. Taking a moment here to breathe into the hips, into the low back. And exhale. Letting go. Feeling so connected to the support of our mat, the support of Mother Earth, to the support of each other in our little yoga community here. On an inhale, we'll lift up and we'll begin to walk the hands to the left. We'll bring the right hand on top of the left hand and exhale to lower down, getting a nice side body stretch here. Breathe in through that right hip crease, up through the side body and out through the fingertips. We'll lift up and begin to walk over to the right, bringing the left hand on top of the right hand, and exhale to lower down. Same deal, we'll breathe in through that left hip crease, through the side body, and out through the fingertips. Beautiful. We'll begin to come back through the center, staying lifted. We're going to take our right hand and bring it underneath our left, threading the needle. We'll bring our right shoulder and right ear to the mat. Take a nice deep breath, breathing into that shoulder. Exhale, relax, let go. Take another deep breath, just like that. And exhale. We'll press ourselves back up with the left hand. Bring the right hand just next to it. And then we're going to take that left hand and thread the needle on this side. Reaching over to the right with our left hand, bringing the left ear and shoulder to the mat. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. Letting go here. Relaxing that shoulder. Take another nice deep breath. And exhale, we'll begin to press ourselves back up. We'll cross at the ankles, sitting back and extending the legs out in front, or however you get to your seated position is fine. Find a nice little bend in the knees as we bring our heels to the mat. Our toes are pointing up towards the sky. We're sitting up nice and tall. Maybe move the fleshy parts of the booty to the side so you feel that nice connection with your mat. We'll rise the arms up and overhead with an inhale, reaching, reaching, reaching. And exhale, leading with the heart. We're going to fold, letting our hands rest wherever they land, letting our neck and our head relax. Take a nice deep breath. Maybe you find a little extra length in the spine. And exhale to fold just a little bit deeper. Letting go. Taking a couple breaths here. We'll do one more little pose before we move on to our backs completely and close out our practice. We're going to extend the legs out a little bit. We're going to place our hands, palms down underneath our glutes. We're going to keep our elbows by our sides tucked in and begin to come down on the forearms. We're going to make our way into a fish pose from here. So if you have to scoot a little bit forward to adjust yourself, do what you need to do. We're going to stay open across the chest. So pop that chest open and begin to let the head fall back towards the mat. You can lower the arms a little bit if you want to bring the crown of the head all the way to the mat. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can stay up here and relax here, keeping the chest open. If you're moving into your fish pose, we're going to relax the crown of the head towards the mat and just hold here for a few seconds, few breaths. Take a nice deep inhale, breathe down through the throat into the crown, feeling that connection of the mat and the top of the head, feeling the connection of the low back and the legs with the mat. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, we'll begin to lift the neck and lower ourselves gently onto our backs. We'll give ourselves a nice big hug, wrapping our arms around our shins. Maybe we rock side to side, showing ourselves some self-love and care. Beautiful. We'll lift the legs up so that the knees are bent at about a 90-degree angle. We'll cactus the arms here on either side of us. And we'll drop those knees over towards the right for a little twist. You can use the right hand to gently rest on top of the knees here and gaze over towards the left hand or up at the sky. Take a nice deep breath in your twist. And exhale, wringing out anything that doesn't serve us. Let it go. Rinse it out. Take a nice inhale here. We'll begin to lift our legs back to center. And exhale, we'll drop those knees over to the left. We can bring our left hand to the knees as we gaze over at the right fingertips or up at the sky. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, letting go as we twist on this side. Nice final rinse here. One more nice inhale. And we'll exhale to come back through center. We'll bring the soles of the feet together, dropping the heels to the mat. The closer the heels are towards your body, the more of a stretch you're going to feel. You may tilt the pelvis forward or back so you get a nice connection of the low back with your mat. And we'll just rest our hands gently on our belly in our Supta Baddha Konasana or a reclined bound angle pose. Just a final moment here to ground and release tension from the low body. Take a nice deep breath. Breathe into those hips and inner thighs. And exhale, letting go. You can release your right foot to the right lower corner of the mat. Release the left foot to the left. Release the palms by your sides, facing towards the sky. Take a nice deep breath here, filling the entire body with this beautiful oxygen, this beautiful energy that carries us. And exhale, releasing the weight of your body completely into the support of your mat. Taking a moment here to notice how you feel. Noticing your energy, how it's moving up and down the spine, from the base of the spine, from your root chakra, all the way up to the crown. Take another nice, full, deep breath. And as you exhale, begin to return to your natural breath. I offer you this affirmation here. You can ruminate as you enter your Shavasana. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale. I remain grounded as I reach my highest potential. I remain grounded as I reach my highest potential. I remain grounded as I reach my highest potential. Breathe in this affirmation and exhale into peace. I'll guide you when it's time to return. Enjoy your Shavasana. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, returning your awareness back to the space, back to your mat, back to your body. Choose whichever side feels good to you today. Turning onto your side in the fetal position, using your lower arm as a pillow. Taking a moment here to reflect on your practice, maybe reflecting on that affirmation or the energy you cultivated here on the mat today. And also taking a moment to extend gratitude to the self for showing up for yourself on the mat, carving out time for self-love and self-care. So important. And I'm proud of you for showing up for yourself today. Keeping the eyes closed or the gaze lowered, we're going to gently bring ourselves up to a comfortable seated position at the front of our mat. Keeping our eyes closed, our gaze lower. We're going to inhale, rising the arms up and overhead, reaching up towards the sky, the palms meet. And we'll exhale the hands to heart center. Sitting up nice and tall, noticing that connection from our root to our crown. I hope you're feeling connected to this beautiful energy running up and down your spine. I hope you're feeling grounded. We're ready to pursue new heights. Open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today for yoga for the root and crown chakras. I hope you enjoyed this practice and I hope to see you on the mat again soon. As always, from my heart to yours.